Well, the thing about Caitlin Clark, let's go ahead and basically start Ask Broaddus as we have. Right. Caitlin Clark is phenomenal offensively. And when people call her the Steph Curry of women's basketball, first of all, don't do that. But
correct.
There is
pressure, huh?
Well, it's not really fair. Like it's one of the things I hate about player comps in general. Yeah. But like there is a little truth to that, which is offensively monster, defensively got some issues.
But we don't come to watch Caitlin come play defense.
No. Let me ask you guys this: what do you know about Virginia Tech?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
See, that's what I'm saying.
But they're a good team. I know that they're good.
They were number one seed coming in. Yeah, right from the region. Yeah.
I keep forgetting that they're in it. Like that's where I'm at. Like the other three are the teams that I'm here for, and that's just me and my ignorance.
I just watched South Carolina, and the women's games were generally on while our show was going on. So sitting over where Red sits, you can watch. And Gavin was getting into it as well because his daughter's into the basketball stuff. So he and I are like watching. So I'm watching LSU play. Like Villanova, and then I'm watching Miami, and I'm watching all, and I'm thinking, man, these ladies are playing pretty well. And I'm one of these guys, I'm one of these fans like of LSU that if they're doing really, really well, and I haven't been watching them, I kind of feel like, man, should I just like follow Twitter? Should I follow on ESPN? Play-by-play kind of thing on that, because I'm always feeling like I'm jinxing them. But I'll tell you what, Kim Mulkey has done a heck of a job.
Let me
at
tell you
LSU.
something.
I can't, she left Baylor, and that was
a thing.
Tremendous work at Baylor.
Right.
And for her in the second season to do what she's done at LSU, my gosh.
Look, she may dress up like a damn flamingo from time to time, but she can coach some damn basketball, though.
Have you noticed this, though? Have you noticed this about that? If you look at the whole staff dresses, it's not just, and they do, if you follow LSU sports, like on TikTok and stuff like that, they have a whole deal where they feature the coaches. Like they'll walk, like a slow motion, walk them out on the court. But if you look at the bench, they're all generally dressed in the same color. Yeah. But with like a little flair to it.
That's the way to do it.
They got coaches that wear the pants like Reggie, where they're banded at the ankle.
The joggers.
The joggers, but they'll wear them with like the Nikes with no socks. So we got a lot of different looks going on.
Well, 877-881-1053 is the truckwreck.com text line. Send something in if you would like to ask Broaddus.
Shout out to Kim Mulkey and her unseasoned gritty going into the Final Four.
Wow.
Good for her.
Yeah.
From the 817, y'all got to make sure to mention UNT.
Yes,
North
absolutely.
Texas Mean Green playing for the NIT tournament championship tonight.
This is the fourth time that they've met UAB in this, right? I mean, I believe
it's the fourth time this season.
Yeah, they played each other.
Yeah. So
did they play each other in the tournament as well?
They did.
Oh wow.
They did. Yeah, it's a lot of North Texas folks very excited, and they should be. I hope their coach.
Shout out to Chiafalo, Walchuk,
but their coach,
Peyton Russell.
Their coach probably going to end up
That's right. That's the tough part about being like not in like a blue blood or one of these bigger programs. Is if you have one of these good, really good seasons, expect poaching to happen very soon.
Wait a minute.
Thereafter.
From the 972, is this true? We gotta find somebody to verify this. Kim Mulkey put Final Four billboards up in Waco.
Did she really?
I need somebody to verify that, please.
That sounds like something she would do.
That sounds real petty for her to do, but that would be hilarious if she did. But as Reg mentioned, 877-881-1053, the truckwreck.com text. I'm going to ask Broaddus here on this Thursday night here. We are less than a month away from the NFL draft. Cowboys going to get done with Jonathan Hankins. Still Carlos Watkins possibly to get done as well. Let me ask you a question, because we've seen this team now put together a really nice offseason. And going into the draft, you've talked a lot about the ability to kind of stack your board now without having to worry about need necessarily.
Right.
You're stacking this board right now. You're in the draft room with this Cowboys team. 3 positions, the top 3 positions that if it falls to you, you're ready to go ahead and take a player at one of these 3 positions in your mind.
To answer your question though, KG, what they'll do is they'll have 2 boards. They'll have what they call the stack, and you mentioned that. That'll be player 1 to how many number of players they have on the board. It's usually like 150.
Yeah.
So you'll go from 1 to 150.
And is that tiered off, or is that just the list?
That's the list.
Okay.
And that's when we go into War Room Cam and you see someone stand over by the board, a Will McClay or somebody stand there, and they have it now. It's electronic. So in their War Room, it's all they can move the tags around as they see fit. But when you stack your board from 1 to 150. That's when you get into like the other day, well, not the other day, a while back, the draft where they had Johnny Manziel. And then all of a sudden, Jerry Jones is sitting there and goes, that Johnny Manziel tag is still on the board. Well, they were going to draft Ryan Shazier, the linebacker from Ohio State. Shazier goes to the Steelers right before them. So the next tag on the board is Zach Martin. So now you don't want to jump tags.
Sure.
You don't want to, don't I always say don't window dress your board. Don't jump tags to get to guys and stuff like that. Stack them how you think they need to be taken off that board. And it's very easy for you then when you get in a situation where the tags come off the board, you can start to say, okay, there's our guy. I guarantee it happened with CeeDee Lamb. I guarantee you they got down, they lost those corners, CeeDee Lamb's tags on that board, and they're like, guys, we got our 8th best player on our board sitting up there, and here we're picking at 17. Yeah, well, I go, don't we have to take, and that's what you really do. So you have a board that's done by position, by round, but the board they go off of is the stack.
Okay.
So I would focus more on, to me, if I was a Cowboy fan, what's their stack going to be?
Okay.
Not how their board is going to be set up. It's the stack that's going to tell you who they're going to draft.
Okay. So when it comes to a stack from the 956, someone's asking what your thought is about Sam Laporta, the tight end out of Iowa.
Yeah.
Maybe the 3rd or 4th round if they do not end up taking a tight end.
And you've got Laporta exactly where I have him in the 3rd round. If you look at my stack for the tight ends, just by a positional stack, Mayer from Notre Dame, Kincaid from Utah, Musgrave from Oregon State, and then Washington from Georgia. Okay.
All first round?
Mayer, first round.
Got you.
Kincaid, second. Musgrave, second. Washington, a second. And then Laporta is the first tight end from Iowa that's in the top of the 3rd round. Him and Kraft from South Dakota State, and then Schoonamaker, that is the tight end from Michigan. And those would be my 3rd round guys.
No first round grade for Kincaid. I'm interested in that.
No, not at all. Not at all. I think Mayer is there's people that have Mayer and Kincaid flipped.
Okay.
I just think that you get more as a blocker, more of a complete player with Mayer out of Notre Dame. Kincaid is, now people would say, well, wait a minute, Kincaid is dealing with the back stuff. He's had a back injury. I talked to some doctors, some trainers around the league that looked at this guy. They said, yeah, it was something that happened to him late in the season, but he's okay now. It's something that shouldn't bother him, but you're talking about a back.
Yeah.
And you just never know when that thing's. We've learned that through Tyron Smith, that could be an issue right there.
Now, Broaddus, obviously, opening day for the Rangers. We had it locally, and we had some folks that went to the game.
Yeah.
And one of the first people from the 214 said they went to their first Ranger game ever at the new stadium.
There you go.
They weren't very pleased with kind of the experience for them. They felt like there wasn't enough screens. It was hard to see the screen that they were at. What's your best stadium experience, Broaddus, that you could think of? What was the one where you were like, I really like the way that this is set up?
I would encourage anybody, if you have the opportunity and the means, to go and see a game at Lambeau Field.
Okay.
I mean, and I'm not asking, you don't have to go in the middle of December or January, and you only have to go when the Cowboys play. But if you're fortunate enough to go and catch that thing after say, Halloween, you still get the coldness. You get the tailgating is unbelievable. I mean, you got one guy cooking brats and steak and stuff, and you got 3 guys knocking ice off a keg. That's just how the importance of what's going on. But, college environments, I grew up in the Southeastern Conference. We talk about the LSU experience, Alabama. If you're a Texas fan and you really want a great experience, and it might not work out well for you, Texas plays in Tuscaloosa this year against Alabama. If somehow, some way you can show up at that stadium, they're some of the nicest fans. But you know why they're so nice? Because they're used to kicking everybody's ass. And so they're they're very happy for you when you're there. They're like, oh, well, hey, welcome to our stadium. Here's a plate of food. Here's some beer, and then they know they're going to run you out of the park. So, but there's some really, really good experiences that way. But the ultimate one to me was the Lambeau Field, that experience, if you can go up there and see a game up there.
Oh, I got a good one for you, Brian, hopefully. We know you're a big racing car,
Yes, race fan.
Yeah, race fan. Got your own team.
Going this Sunday, yeah.
Okay, so you're going this Sunday. So
yeah, my buddy, one of my dear friends, is president of IndyCar. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Matter of fact, Jay Fry, who is the president of IndyCar, played football at Missouri the same time I played at LSU.
There you go.
So yeah, Missouri.
See how we did that there?
Missouri alumni do things.
Missouri Tiger.
Awesome.
Yeah, Missouri Tiger running IndyCar right now. Yeah, Jay Fry.
MIZZOU, of course. So let me ask you, if you could win
Missouri, right? Something like that. Missouri.
Don't do that, Brian. Don't do that.
How do they do it? You do it. You say it really long, don't you?
Missouri.
Yeah,
Missouri.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's for
That's gross.
That's not for folks in Kansas City where I'm from. If you had to win one race in your lifetime of these three, 24 Hours of Le Mans, the Indy 500, or the Daytona 500.
Wow. Okay.
You can only win one of those three races in your lifetime.
Okay. I'm gonna take them into my endurance team, right? So it would be the Rolex 24 at Daytona, which is hugely a great race. The Indy 500 is an open wheel, of course. It's the prestige there is, and it might be the hardest race to win out of all. Le Mans is 24 hours, but that one right there, if you've seen the movie Ford versus Ferrari, you know the struggle at that particular race. I'm blessed. My racing partner is going to get the race. Matter of fact, we finished second just recently here down at Sebring. We finished second in the class, so we have a chance to race at Le Mans. If you gave me the opportunity, as much as I say the worldwide thing with the 24 hours, I'd love to win the Indy 500.
Ooh,
I would love to win the prestige that goes along with the Indy 500 is immense. I mean, you become it's life changing. It's much like a golfer winning the Masters.
Yeah,
it's a life changing event.
Okay, Indy 500.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm gonna bring it back to Cowboys.
Yeah.
Because look, at the league meetings, we got the information from Steven and from
that they're going to play that guy at guard.
Yeah. And it's crazy because all of the people that I would trust when it comes to line play. We talk about Jeff Swartz. We talk about Duke Manyweather. They're all immediately were like, that's stupid.
Yeah. They're not wrong.
So why is this such a prevalent?
This is not Jerry Jones saying. This is Mike McCarthy talking about him potentially playing guard, and this is fundamentally opposed to everything that Jerry Jones believes about a guard. Is Terence Steele. Everything that Jerry Jones does not. I mean, it's fundamentally against everything he believes. You look at what Jerry Jones, and I don't know if he learned this from Bill Parcells, from Al Davis, maybe Bill Belichick. He learned this from somebody, and he always talked about it with us. He was always really big on the front of the pocket, the guards, the centers. He said the tackles are responsible for the width of the pocket. The guards and the center are responsible for the depth of the pocket. Quarterbacks in this day and age can handle the stuff that comes off the edges. It's the stuff that comes in the middle of their face,
right,
or is part of in the rush in their face is what makes things problematic for them. We saw what Connor Williams and the lack of power playing inside could do at that position.
Too light.
Terence Steele has become a really good right tackle. He's athletic. His pass blocking has improved. He's a really, really good run blocker. You put him at guard, you're putting him at a disadvantage. He doesn't have the power, but he has rare athletic ability. He doesn't have the power. Now, he tries to get stronger. He works really hard at it, but it's fundamentally playing him at guard is everything against what Jerry Jones believes. I think this was Mike McCarthy just talking about maybe getting the best five. I think guard is still a position where Cowboys are going to look in this draft. I think there's five guards that potentially, we'll see at 26 if they pick one, but there's five guards that on my board in that upper part of the draft where they're 320 plus pounds, very Ron Leary-like up there. And,
that's a name that a lot of people
they
love.
And that's kind of where I don't think it's going to be, because Jerry Jones hasn't come out and talked about it. It's been Mike McCarthy and others have been, we're going to work him at guard. No, that's fundamentally against everything that Jerry Jones.